Welcome to A Shot of Rock. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm here with Jackson from Head PE. How are you?
Very well. How about yourself?
Fantastic. Okay, so you guys have a new CD that came out on the 22nd of July called Evolution.
That's correct.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from fans?
It's been very good. We've been able to play some of the new stuff live and it's slamming. Kids really seem to be responding very well, and they seem to be responding well to the album, so all is well.
Do you know how much you've sold so far, or do you not pay attention to that?
I don't. You know what? I've heard some numbers thrown around, but I don't know exactly what it is. I want to say it was over 3,000 the first week. Second week, I haven't really heard exactly what it is, but it was nice though because we were able to make it up on the Billboard 200.
Nice.
It's like 105.
I think I saw that on Facebook that you posted.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, just being on that thing was awesome. Obviously, It doesn't mean now what it used to mean in the past.
Yeah.
But relatively speaking, it is nice to be on that thing.
Yeah.
I've always known of the Billboard 200. It was always one of those things you'd look at and just kind of I never dreamed I would ever even be a part of any album that would be on there. So that's really nice. Really
that is pretty amazing. What kind of sound were you going for with this album? Since it's Evolution, and it really does seem to evolve from the beginning, which kind of has a Black Sabbath feel to it, to the kind of the end of the album where it's like, this is kind of more reggae-ish.
Yeah. We've kind of developed this sort of section idea, actually, in terms of the set as well as the record, where we have a sort of like a heavy metal kind of thrash hip-hop set, and then towards the end we have what we call the Champagne Room. And then that's a section of the set where we go in and we play some of the Irish stuff, the reggae, the hip-hop, and all that. So that's it's really fun. And so that theory kind of went into the album too. But we really wanted to do something a little bit different than we had done in the past. You know, we've done the hardcore stuff, we've done a lot of that, but we were just at the time really into some of the classics. You know, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. We wanted to do it. We wanted to do a lot of that in its pure form, but also have it, you know, with the Head PE kind of stamp on it as well. So I feel like we've done that for sure, and we would like to continue kind of doing this type of music too, but we're really happy with it for sure.
It does seem like you have a great feedback, because I've listened, someone posted the entire album online, and there was nothing but good comments on it, because I was reading through and seeing what some of the older fans had said when it comes to, because you guys tend to do a thing where you go from CD to CD doing a different thing.
Right. Yeah. This album is no different than those other albums for that reason, and that it is different from the previous record. But in terms of what is actually on the record is interesting, because it's not really. The reggae stuff is familiar. We've done the reggae stuff in the past for sure, but there's a lot of stuff there that we just haven't really tapped into in the past. So that's another reason why we really dig this record. I think people are really digging it too. So.
Yeah, and it seems that from each album, you just keep gaining different genres of band or genres of fans, and everyone seems to stick with it, and it doesn't matter that you change.
Right. Well, yeah, we've always been lucky enough to have fans that are just so open-minded, you know, to whatever style we choose. And you know, I'm sure, you know, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, everybody has their preferences, their favorite songs, and this and that. But you know, when we finish a show, and obviously the show incorporates, you know, pretty much everything, you know, style-wise that we've done. Kids just they dig it, you know. They dig the hip hop stuff, they dig the metal stuff, they like the reggae stuff, they like the punk stuff. So it's great. It's great. We're really lucky to have fans that are so open-minded and so accepting of any given genre. We haven't tried to do the country or the classical yet, but you know, who knows? Well,
Seether tried it, and with their country song.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah, they had a country vibe with that. And that seemed to work out pretty well for them. So why not?
Yeah. You know, some of those, the country guitar players, you know, those guys are no joke, you know. So, to throw in a little couple riffs and that stuff would be kind of fun, but who knows? Who knows? I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Maybe, do a bit of a solo during a show and see how the band, how the fans go with it.
Kind of like a bluegrass, kind of like really quick bluegrass kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
It'd be like, it's just a joke if they don't like it.
Yeah,
and
just
if they like it, it's like, we're going for it.
I meant to do that. Just kidding. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. It was a joke. Didn't you get it?
Yeah, you guys didn't get it? Wow, you suck. What's wrong with you?
Okay, so you joined the band in '94, right?
I actually joined in 04.
04.
Yeah, so I've been in the band for...
That's what I meant. It started in '94.
There was a 4 in there somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, but...
Dyslexia.
Yeah, just over 10 years I've been with the group.
Yeah. Was it a hard thing to go with that you had to change from each album, or was it just an easy transition?
It was pretty easy. I mean, I jumped in as kind of was really just kind of be like a live guy or whatever, you know. But I was into writing music and stuff, and I wanted to show them that I could do it. Mm-hmm. Whether they thought it was any good is a separate issue, but I wanted to show them that I was interested in trying and stuff. And so, when it comes to writing and stuff, I've been a pretty good part of that, just music-wise. But in terms of writing from album to album, I don't know. It all just feels natural. You know, yeah. It happens pretty organically in terms of writing. And this one was a little bit different because we did kind of discuss, different styles and where we wanted to go with it. But it was a style that we're into and that I'm into, and it was something I was interested in trying. So when it came time to actually writing it, felt right. It felt fine. You know, felt totally nice.
What kind of writing process do you use?
You know, the songs really, they come from they tend to come from demos. Yeah.
Interview. That's gonna be the interview too. I'm not cutting that.
All right, I gotta leave that out, of course. No, they come from demos. And they usually, the songs will be written out in an instrumental form, and they'll be arranged, verse, chorus, whatever, bridge. And we'll go from there. And, whatever songs I write, I submit to Jared and the rest of the guys, and Jared will go through different songs that he likes, instrumentals that he likes, and the ones that he wants to work with, will work with. And some of the stuff might get rearranged, like a verse might turn into a chorus, or a bridge might change, or other parts may get cut out here and there, because it all depends on what he wants to do vocally, what he's hearing in his head, musically. So stuff will change often, and so we just go from there. And then when it comes time to record, all of us really just kind of base whatever parts we need to play on that demo. We kind of just go from there, and so that's really how it's done. But so it's an interesting way of doing it. I know some bands do it, some bands don't do it that way. Some bands go into the studio and they just jam and they come up with ideas on the spot. We're certainly open to doing that for sure. I think we just kind of embrace this way of doing it a lot more because we are kind of far apart. We have one guy in Idaho, we have one guy in Oregon, a guy in Ohio, and I'm in Michigan. So it's rare that we get together in between tours. But that's not to say we couldn't incorporate that way of writing in the future. Yeah. So
you could always just Skype and be like, listen to this thing I just thought of.
Yeah, exactly. And we do jam a lot at soundcheck when we get them, and this runs a little bit different because the schedule's different. Yeah. It's not not really our. It's not, we're not headlining, so it's so we usually just don't really do a sound check on these types of tours. But when we do get the chance, ideas do come about, So we may, so in the future we may go to a different style of writing or whatever. But that's primarily the way we do it for the past few years.
Has it always been that way? I know you guys have gone through like a lot of band member changes, and you've had people, and you've lost people. Like, this is your first raw album, so you're not having like a DJ putting in music.
Oh right, yeah, absolutely. And it's a big deal for sure. We love DJ product for sure, and it's it's a bummer not having them on stage, but at the same time, like we're on a really cool level right now, and there's nothing personal or anything like that. There's no bad blood or anything. It may he may come back in the future. I don't know. I just know he's doing his own thing right now. But going to the 4-piece is definitely a really big step for sure, and it is a lot different because he was on my side of the stage too.
Yeah, so now your side's kind of empty.
Yeah, and it is strange. It is very strange playing without him up there. He's been up there for so long. He was in the band. Obviously when I first joined him, he was there. And But yeah, it's a lot different for sure, and it's a lot more of that. I don't know. It's a lot more of that classic sort of 4-piece, I guess, kind of setup, I guess you could say. And I don't know. Coincidentally, those are kind of the bands that we were trying to, try to emulate those sounds of. We were really influenced by those types of bands, those 4-pieces. So, that kind of fits together with that respect. So.
Yeah. So is like your sound designer who's adding the beats on the songs that he was on that you're playing?
Right. Well, you know, I know a lot of that stuff happens after my section, after my work. I think Jared may handle a lot of that stuff. He may have other people adding that stuff. Live, we're just, you know, it's bare bones live. It's just us, you know. But a lot of the music that we're doing on this record is pretty stripped down anyway. So there's a lot of that stuff that won't really have to count on it being there live, you know.
Yeah.
Just the instruments, basically. Just I mean, when I say instruments, I mean just the basics, you know, the drums, the bass and the guitar, and obviously we got congas and melodica as well, which Jared plays. Although he may not be playing them on this tour. It just, again, depends on the sound check whether we can make it work. Because congas are such a nightmare to check. They take forever, and if you just go up there without a check, those things can really just start causing lots of problems.
And then everyone's like, they sounded like shit.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where it was like, it was worth it for us to make the decision whether or not to put them in the set based on whether or not we got the sound check. So
that's a good thing, because I know there's a lot of people that even if there's like the entire set will be good, but on one song the mic's off,
right,
and they're just like, the set was shit.
And
you're like, no, blame the sound designer, not the band.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and we go from show to show, and we have the same stage manager, and we have a couple guys helping us out that travel with us, and they do so much work, and they can only do so much. But when it comes to front of house sound, like what the audience actually hears, we rely on house guys or whoever we're on tour with, so you're not going to get the same thing every night, because you also have different equipment too. So there's every chance in the world for stuff to happen. We'll do a sound check, and during the day, and it'll sound great. Get up on stage, come showtime, and it's like, despite the fact that they tell us they haven't touched anything, it's like completely different.
Yeah, well, I'm a theater sound designer, so I know it's like, blame us if they sound like shit. Blame us.
Well, what's the famous phrase? If it sounds good, the band gets the credit.
If it sounds
bad,
like then the sound designers get stuff thrown at them.
Yeah.
My teacher was actually explaining something to us where he actually got a shoe thrown at him. And it's like, it wasn't him. He's like, it's not me. It's the front of the house person. It's not me. Right. Your mics sound great.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Well, I know oftentimes I'll butt heads with, not really butt heads, but I don't know, just kind of disagree, don't see eye to eye with certain front of house people, where I'll turn I turn up loud, because I don't have a monitor. All I have is my cab. I got to compete with these loud ass drums. Trauma beats the crap out of those drums. I got Mark over there who's just low B thunder, just crazy crushing bass. So I got to turn up, man. And so a lot of times front of house guys are like, can you do me a favor and turn down? And I said, I probably could. I'm not going to.
Because I can't hear it.
And here's what happens. Because at sound check, there's like nobody in the place. So your guitar's just bouncing around like crazy. So it sounds a lot louder. You're hearing a lot from out there. Once the kids show up, it gets soaked up. So all of a sudden it sounds like your guitar is like, nowhere. So you get up on stage.
Where did it go?
What happened? I listened to the sound guy. Sound guy told me to turn down, and now I can't hear myself. Sorry. I have to make the call. Executive decision. So I've had to do that a couple times, on a few occasions. But for the most part, sound guys, I've run into too many sound guys who are like, no, turn it up. So I know it's a preference thing, and it's not. it's not a hard fast rule.
We're actually trained in my class that if you're working with a band, you go with what the band wants.
Right.
And then if they start to yell at you during a show, just fix it. You gotta just work with it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's not much time really for ego. You just gotta do what you gotta do. And if I had a better situation, like maybe in-ears, or if there was a different setup like a monitor or something like that, for sure I would be able to accommodate sound guy. But it's so punk rock. I just got my amp and my guitar and I just play. That's all it's all. There's a bass player over there on his bike. He's got his GoPro sitting up on top of his helmet.
That's awesome. I want a GoPro so bad.
Yeah, he just got one recently.
I want one so bad.
Yeah, he takes some great footage with that thing. It's probably got some good stuff today, I imagine.
Well, I love it when the bands put it on the end of their guitars or on their drums, because then you can really see what they're doing from their angle, and I love it. And they have such clear picture.
Right.
And it's only like $200 or something like this with that.
It's amazing.
The case is more expensive, the waterproof case.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, the one I was looking at was $500, and I was like, never mind. You cost more than the... Yeah.
I tell you though, those things are pretty amazing though. Oh my God, they're I mean, some of the footage I've seen is just absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that, like during this interview at the end, be like, okay, now put this at the end of your guitar, and we're gonna throw in bits and pieces from the show into the interview.
That would be
so
fun.
If it gets boring, it's just like, cut it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be great. Definitely do that.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the fun lightning round, which is, okay, so my random questions go, first song you ever learned to play?
Come As You Are, Nirvana.
Nice, I like it.
That was a pretty standard one though. As a kid, it was like, that was like, if you play it, if somebody picked up a guitar and started playing Come As You Are, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Like, yes, you're supposed to learn that. Like, that was the given. Like, that didn't, like, if you were able to play that song, that didn't necessarily mean you were a guitar player.
I thought it was Smoke on the Water was like the go-to one. There's so many people, it's like, look, I can play guitar.
Yeah,
like, no, you can't.
Yeah, it's like also like there was that riff, and then there was like you had what, Stairway to Heaven was another one that was like, was in the Wayne's World movie. It was like he starts playing it, and the guy tells him, no, stop playing, and points to the sign that says no Stairway to Heaven. It's like, oh, okay, it's one of those. All right, cool.
I love it. Okay, so weirdest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
Weirdest rumor? Oh my God, I don't even know if I've ever heard any rumors about. I don't even think I'm at that level where rumors would actually go around about me.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe we should start one.
Do you want us to start one? What do you want us to be? We'll start it here.
I mean, there could be some going around right now that I'm not even, I don't know. I mean, maybe that I'm a Satanist. I don't know. Maybe that
I think that goes with most rock people.
I don't know. Maybe that I was a homophobe or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
The last one, I asked him, and he's like that I had a big old banana dick, and I started laughing. And there was a moment of silence. And then he's like, I don't. And I was like, I wanted to ask, but I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it.
You wanted to, but you didn't.
I was like, I was trying to be professional. Now I don't care. It's more fun when you're not professional. That's why we're going to drink afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, first album you ever bought?
First album I ever bought was Stone Temple Pilots' Purple, second record. It was the first, I mean, God, that thing it blew me away. And it was crazy because I was with my grandparents who both passed on, but I was so scared. Like, when I bought it, I was with them. Well, they technically bought it, but and we were riding through Oregon, and we were going through the countryside, and I had the album, and to me it was like, oh, this is a rock album, this is crazy. And my grandpa was like, let's just put it in and listen. I'm like, oh no, what if he says like dirty things? And I'm like looking through the lyrics like 4 songs ahead, and I'm reading, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, what if he says something? You know, like now looking back, it's like, when it comes to lyrics, it's like that album is pretty tame when it comes to, you know, curse words and stuff like that. But at the time, I was just like, whoa, he said this word once, that's crazy. But yeah, that was the first record. That one really just blew me away. But there was actually one before that I'm thinking of. Counting Crows, August and Everything After. I was obsessed with that album. I was so obsessed with it. I didn't have a CD player, so I wanted to listen to it portable. I had to like record the CD onto a tape.
Yes.
Have you heard of those things? Cassette tapes?
I used to do that. I'm not. Okay. I look 12. I'm not.
I'm just saying. I just have to make sure. They had these things called cassettes, and you could record from your CD, and it was awesome. It was the coolest thing ever. And,
or from the radio.
Oh, or from the radio. I did that too. It was amazing. And I did
then
that.
You're just hoping that it didn't go out.
Oh yeah.
It's like stay in, damn it!
And then a commercial comes in and just like cuts off the end of it, or it's the DJ doesn't stop talking. They have to do this thing where they have to keep talking until the lyrics come in. It's like, what about
like,
the music?
Stop! This is the best riff at the beginning. You are a son of a bitch.
And they keep going all the way, and they just want to see how far they can get until the singer comes in. It's like, wow.
I was once at a stoplight, and I think it was the beginning of Slash's Anastasia, and I just stared at my radio, and I'm like, really?
Oh, God.
Really? Stop talking.
Yeah, and it's always gibberish. And you know, they're just thinking of more things to just fill in the space with. They're not actually saying anything useful.
Yeah, I'd get fired so fast because I'd be like, nah, song plays now.
Why do you guys do that? Why just, I'm just going to ask them, why do you do that? Can you not do that anymore, please?
Just no. Stop it.
Well,
I'm here to listen to the music, not you talk.
I guess it's like with satellite now, you don't really have to deal with that too much, though. There's a lot of alternatives, but...
Yeah, she listens to a lot of Sirius XM. Do they do it there?
No, not really. Octane volumes, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they do, though.
Yeah.
Like they'll cut one off and just kind of stop, but not nearly as bad as it used to be.
Bastards. Okay, yeah, so I guess I kind of like overly answered that last question because I feel like I
It's fine.
didn't answer
we
enough
can do it.
of the question before that. So
I don't care.
For it.
We can do whatever. It's my show. We'll do what I want.
Gotcha.
What is your one vice? One thing you have to have?
That I have to have?
Your bad habit.
Oh, I have a bad habit. It's probably wine. I really love wine. It's a bad habit, but there's some benefits to it. But
They say that if you drink a glass of wine a day, it's good for you.
But what kind of wine?
And how big is the glass that they're talking about?
Bottle.
Yeah.
Counts.
Yeah, I counted as 750 milliliters. No, it's just...
That's at least safer than going 750 milliliters of rum.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, you have less of an excuse with that because, I mean, how many scientific studies, if they are even scientific, come out saying, it's good for your digestion and,
It makes it so that you're less likely to become an alcoholic because it'll build you up a tolerance.
Yeah.
Science.
That's true. Yeah. There's no way you're going to get drunk because you've already drinking this stuff way too much. That's it.
Your tolerance is huge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's probably one of the vices,
Right.
I'd say.
One song you wish you wrote.
Oh my God. All Along the Watchtower.
Yes.
Why couldn't that have been me? That's such a shitty question to ask. Why couldn't that have been like?
Why not me?
Of course, it wasn't me. Of course, it wasn't. But, oh man, I don't know. To say that was my jam. My God, that would be amazing. And of course, I don't know. I'm talking more specifically about, and this is kind of weird. I'm talking about the Jimi Hendrix version.
Yeah.
Even though it's
I knew. I think. Yeah, because I know that's one of your. Idols is Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah, he's one of them, definitely.
Yeah, your influences. Because I was reading through your stuff, I'm like, what questions can I ask that he hasn't been asked 800 times?
Oh right. It's difficult.
That's why I have this. Not everyone's asked these random ass questions.
right. I love it.
Next time we're just gonna be like, what's your favorite drink?
Yeah, that's
outside of wine.
I like
your favorite drink?
Should we just make that the question now?
Yes, it's the next question. What's your favorite drink?
Oh man, that's such a good question. Okay, so it would be Pepsi, the Mexican version with the real sugar.
Oh,
out of the bottle. Yeah, long skin.
I haven't had that.
That's the best drink ever. The best drink. And better than water. And you need water to survive. That's how much
delicious.
I like that. That's how much I love that.
Hold on, she looks confused. Did you break the camera?
No, it's hit the 20-minute mark and stopped. So then I started again, and then it stopped.
Uh-oh.
So I started again. So it's going to be a little PC.
Okay, whatevs.
Choppies.
Whatever. It's not like I'm talking gibberish every once in a while. Like,
no, I'm talking.
It's like the radio people. I talk gibberish. It's fine. All right. Strangest thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Oh, man, that's a good one. Pretty sure there was a prosthetic limb at some point.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty, my memory is pretty bad, but I can recall. I think there was a prosthetic somewhere in there.
If you're the person, let me know. I want to see a picture. Prosthetic limb that's signed.
I think there was. Oh my gosh. But the one thing I get a lot is people want you to sign their skin, and they'll tell you beforehand that they are going to tattoo that signature. Something about that just it just freaks me out a little bit,
Well, do you have any tattoos?
I have 0.
Well, we don't either. I'm commitment phobic in that way. So yeah, that kind of freaks me out too.
Well, see, I would have to draw the tattoo myself, but I don't like my artwork. So it's like this kind of catch-22. Like if I drew it and gave it to somebody to do it, like if I got it done on Tuesday and Thursday, I'd hate it. So it's it's not gonna happen.
Well, I had one band that I met, and they told me they wouldn't sign my shirt because I got to the point where I just wear tank tops now, and it's like, just sign the shirt. I got nothing else for you to sign. Just sign the shirt.
Yeah.
And they said they wouldn't sign the shirt unless they sign my boobs.
Oh,
and I was like, seriously? And then they got permanent marker on one of my favorite bras, and I'm like,
sure.
Seriously? But I was like, whatever. It came off. It came off. It was fine.
It's tough, you know. I'm really glad I don't have boobs yet. It would just cause problems. Yet.
Yes.
I kept
gonna happen.
yet in there. I kept yet in there.
It's gonna happen.
You know, I mean, if I make it to 80 or 90 or something like that, who knows? You never know. I might end up having to wear a bro or a man's ear. I don't know. Who knows? You don't know what the future's gonna hold.
You don't. You don't.
Jesus. I don't know if you guys are Seinfeld fans. That was a reference to that.
We met Art of Dying, and they quoted like an entire episode to us.
Oh yeah.
While my cousin braided their guitarist's hair.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yep. I was like, this is fantastic.
Sound like my kind of dudes. Yeah, we have there's a few of us on the bus that are quite fond of the Seinfeld. We like Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. We love Larry David. His work is great. Just crack up that stuff. It's just genius.
I'm more of a Game of Thrones fan. I don't know. I have like a Khaleesi necklace, and I have, my friends gave me the Khaleesi eggs, dragon eggs for Christmas. I'm going as Khaleesi for Halloween. I'm going to buy the wig. It's going to be great. I'm going to learn the Dove Getty's Unsullied speech. I'm insane. So
you really know this stuff, because I have no idea what you're talking about. I know of Game of Thrones, and that's about it. That's where it stops.
You watch like the first episode, and you're like 10 minutes in, why does everybody love this? And then all of a sudden you're like, I should just watch another episode just to make sure. And the next thing you know, you're 3 seasons in, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah,
what day is it?
Yeah. I have a beard. What happened?
What happened? Got a beard.
Everybody grows a beard when they watch that show.
They do.
Based on what I just said.
Yep. All right. One song on your playlist that may shock fans.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. Probably. I'm trying to think here. On my playlist, what do I have? I have so much crap on there.
The most random one you have on there.
I have "Funeral for a Friend" by Elton John on there.
Nice.
I don't know if that's random. It doesn't seem random to me, but it might seem.
It may shock people. It may shock people.
It might not. I mean, it might be weird for somebody to think immediately.
Yeah.
The guitar player for Hed PE listens to Elton John.
Yeah.
It might seem strange to people.
Yeah. We had a 5-minute conversation in my last interview about Miley Cyrus, because that was what they had on it.
Oh yeah.
So we had like a 5-minute conversation. It was interesting.
Good stuff, though.
Very interesting.
Elton John, man, that he's a master. That guy he's got some great work, man. Great, just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
All right, what is your pre-show ritual besides talking to me for 30 minutes?
Well, I have to warm up, and it's as much of a mental thing as it is physical. I gotta make sure my strings are stretched out. I gotta make sure I got everything with me in my picks, and I gotta check my pockets 57 times. It's all OCD. It's all OCD. It's all that. Well, maybe not totally OCD. You gotta call it OCD, but yeah, there's a little bit of a neurosis there.
Where you have to check 80 times.
Oh, all the time. It's horrible.
It's like that was there, but am I sure that wasn't yesterday when I checked?
Well, it's like, you think of like the musicians like Keith Richards and stuff. These guys are just getting wasted and just going up on stage, and you kind of picture that they're just kind of carefree and do whatever. And it's like, I'm so not that. I was just like, okay, what am I wearing the right shoes? What's going on? Oh, okay, what's in the So yeah, I have a whole ritual there. You got to make sure the nose hairs aren't too long. You got to make sure that everything's tip top. Of course, I got to pour myself a little bit of a cocktail, get myself a little bit of red wine, get loosened up, or not. Sometimes I don't. It depends on the tour. Sometimes I just don't drink, because I'm just not going to do it this tour. But this tour, I'm just gonna have a couple cocktails. See, that's pretty much the ritual. Boring, but it's boring, but it's a part of my life. Yeah. That's
okay. So these are the last 2 questions. So we're near the end of the interview. So the people that are just like, oh my God, finish. We're almost done. Calm down. What is one thing you would change about the industry?
What would change? Wow. Well, it would be nice to see. It would be nice to see more organizations that actually help musicians. And that sounds like kind of a negative thing, but the truth is there are many. And you know, like what you guys are doing right here, just helping spread the word. I mean, we need more of that, more than ever, you know, because so many bands are just really struggling right now, who wouldn't have necessarily been struggling as much as they were in the past, you know. So, you know, we really just need more people to come and help bands and come out and support bands, because you know, there's just not as much money going around for a lot of these bands as it used to be. And where there is money, it's going to the people who kind of already have it anyway. Like the
labels?
Yeah. It's really just kind of, you know, it's really just a reflection on kind of the economy in general, you know. But the music industry is kind of a reflection on that, you know. What would have been like the middle class, the equivalent of the middle class, like in terms of a band, they have less. A lot of them can't afford to tour like they used to. You know? And some of it is, you know, the glamour stuff just needs to get cut out. You know, a lot of them may have had buses before and now they're in vans, you know. They really got to get smart with their money, and they really have to, because there's not much there. But everybody's kind of trying to hold on to what they have, you know, and it happens from both ends, you know, from promoters to agents to everybody. Everybody's just trying to pinch pennies the best they can. So, you know, whether it's you know, organizations to help, like in terms of just like you know, like companies that make gear, you know, throw out a couple guitars here and there, help us out, you know what I mean? Because it sucks that a lot of companies now who used to be able to kind of just say, hey, use my guitar, use my product, whatever it is, give it to you, just use it, and you know, you're showing our name, you know, that's great. A lot of those companies aren't doing that anymore, but it sucks because musicians need that more now than ever, you know. And so it would be nice to see a lot more of that help out there, for sure. And it is out there. It's just, it's difficult for everybody. So I think eventually it may come around in the future once people kind of start figuring out how to make this whole thing work. But yeah, it would be nice to see a lot more of that, for sure.
Okay, so the final question: what would you say to bands that were trying to make it? What would you tell them?
I would just say,
into the industry?
I would say be persistent, believe in yourself, obviously. Don't sell yourself short by letting anybody tell you that what you're doing is wrong. You know, I mean, some of the greatest artists have defied convention and have, as a result, created a new convention. And I think it's important to be wise. There's a lot of there's a lot of knowledge out there in terms of how to make smart choices in the industry. You know, and it is different than it used to be, but a lot of the rules still kind of hold true. So definitely arm yourself with as much knowledge as you can, so that you're not you don't get taken advantage of.
Right.
There's a lot of opportunity for that to happen. So yeah, I would definitely say that for sure. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and be smart. Be smart with your money.
That's great advice. Yeah. So we're going to end on that.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's it for A Shot of Rock. Thanks for watching this. If anybody watches this, thank you very much. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So from Alex and Jackson of Head PE and my lovely camera person Megan, who just pushes a button.
Good for something.
That's it for A Shot of Rock. Thanks for joining us, and here's seeing you at the rock show.